The 5 money myths keeping you broke. Hook, midnight to 1 o'clock. There's a lie that's been told so many times, most people don't even question it anymore. It's whispered by parents, repeated by teachers, and amplified by every financial guru on the internet. The lie is simple: if you just work hard, save your money, and avoid debt, you'll be rich. But here's the problem. That advice is wrong. Not just slightly wrong, dangerously wrong. And if you follow it blindly, it will keep you broke forever. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 5 money myths are holding you back, and what to do instead. Myth 1, 1 to 245. Myth number 1, you need a high income to build wealth. This is the most dangerous myth because it feels true. If you earn more, you can save more, right? But here's what the data actually shows. The average lottery winner goes bankrupt within 5 years. Professional athletes, who earn millions, are broke by retirement at an alarming rate. Meanwhile, some of the wealthiest people in the world started with nothing. Wealth isn't about what you earn. It's about what you keep. The gap between your income and your lifestyle is the only number that matters. A person earning $50,000 a year who saves 15% will be wealthier in 30 years than a person earning $200,000 who saves nothing. The math doesn't lie. Your savings rate matters more than your salary. Myth 2, 245 to 430. Myth number 2, all debt is bad. This myth has cost more people money than almost any other financial mistake. Not all debt is created equal. There's good debt and there's bad debt, and confusing the two is expensive. Bad debt is borrowing to buy things that depreciate. Credit card debt at 25% interest to buy clothes, electronics, or a fancy dinner, that's bad debt. It eats your future to fund your present. But good debt is borrowing to buy assets that appreciate. A mortgage on a property that gains value over time. A student loan that leads to a higher paying career. A business loan that funds a profitable venture. The wealthy don't avoid debt. They use it strategically. They borrow at low rates to invest at higher returns. The difference between rich and broke isn't debt. It's what the debt is used for. Myth 3, 430 to 615. Myth number 3, investing is something you do later. This is the myth that costs the most, because it steals your most valuable asset, time. Let me show you why. Imagine 2 people. Person A starts investing at age 25. They invest $500 a month until age 35, just 10 years. Then they stop. They never add another dollar. Person B waits until age 35 to start. They invest $500 a month from age 35 until retirement at 65, 30 full years. Who ends up with more money? If you guessed person B, you'd be wrong. Person A, who invested for only 10 years but started at 25, ends up with more. That's the power of compound interest. Every year you wait, you're not just losing money. You're losing the money that money could have made. Starting early with small amounts beats starting late with large amounts every single time. Myth 4, 615 to 8 o'clock. Myth number 4, you need a financial advisor to manage your money. This myth is perpetuated by an industry that makes billions from your confusion. The truth is, for the vast majority of people, a simple 3-fund portfolio outperforms most actively managed funds. Studies show that over a 20-year period, more than 90% of active fund managers fail to beat the market. And the ones who do? It's usually luck, not skill. Meanwhile, you're paying them 1 to 2% of your assets every single year. That doesn't sound like much, but over a lifetime, that 1% fee can eat up to 30% of your returns. A simple index fund, a basic understanding of asset allocation, and the discipline to stay the course will outperform most professional advisors. You don't need a guru. You need a system. Myth 5, 8 to 915. Myth number 5, more money will make you happier. This is the most subtle myth of all, because it contains a grain of truth. Money does reduce suffering. Not having enough money to cover basic needs is genuinely stressful. But once your basic needs are met, once you have food, shelter, healthcare, and a small buffer, the correlation between more money and more happiness essentially flatlines. Studies from Harvard and Princeton show that beyond about $75,000 a year in income, additional money has almost no measurable effect on day-to-day happiness. What does matter? Autonomy. purpose, relationships, time. The wealthy person who works 80 hours a week and never sees their family is not happier than the person who earns enough and has time to enjoy it. The goal isn't to be rich. The goal is to be free. Conclusion, 9:15 to 10 o'clock. So here's what we've learned. You don't need a high income, you need a high savings rate. Not all debt is bad, use it strategically. Investing isn't for later, start today, even with small amounts. You don't need a financial advisor, you need a simple system. And more money won't make you happier, but more freedom will. The 5 myths are everywhere. But now you know the truth. If this video changed the way you think about money, subscribe, I make videos like this every week. And drop a comment, which of these 5 myths surprised you the most? I read every single one.